Techie Brezza, the city bred SUV.
$167 for 9 is what the Punjab Kings have kept the Chennai Super Kings down to, with the first game in Dharamsala this season proving to be much low scoring than what a lot of us may have expected. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket 4 Timeout, powered by JBL. It's time to look back on that first innings in Dharamsala in the company of Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan and Wasim Jaffer. Well, way short of the scoring patterns we've expected, but assessments on the pitch and how that first innings played out, Tom.
I think it's below par, what it should be. I think the pitch is not as flat as what we expected, but it certainly doesn't sort of have any demons in there that you'd expect it to be a 160 type score. Probably a little bit slower than we expected, and probably just holding a little bit for the spinners, which is not a bad thing. But it was an innings from CSK that never really got going. It showed promise early, and then with the double strike of Rahul Chahar, that just really set CSK back on the heels.
Yeah, the first 2 overs of spin that we saw in this game were contrasts. You had 19 of the 6th bowled by Harpreet Brar, which took CSK to 60. They were 69 for 1 after 7, which is when the timeout happens, and then in comes Rahul Chahar. And once those 2 wickets fell, 2 wickets of his first 2 balls, CSK, that innings never really got back.
Yeah, the 6th over of the power play is always a tough one to bowl as a spinner, particularly being a finger spinner as well. So maybe that was probably one of the first tactical mistakes we're probably seeing from Sam Curran since he's taken over as skipper, particularly when Rabada didn't end up bowling out his allotted overs. That was probably one of the things. Rahul Chahar, taking those 2 wickets, that was huge. Dubé misses out 2 games in a row against the Kings, and as Wasim alluded to, every time he's got out early, they haven't looked like they're going to get over 180, let alone 200. So, it was big breakthroughs. Chahar bowled really nicely today. I know Jadeja got him towards the end there to kind of give CSK a bit of hope, but I thought again the Kings bowling unit was outstanding. Harshal Patel just keeps on getting better and better. He obviously struggled last year, took a bit of that mental block into this season, but as he's gone, he's got better. He's bowling that back of the hand slower ball, which he wasn't bowling a lot, and he just seems to be more confident in his skills. And for him to go bang bang in that 19th over as well, get Dhoni first ball, that kind of just really set it up for Punjab Kings to have a great first innings with the ball.
Yeah, we were wondering when the 6th wicket fell with 4 overs to go, why Shardul Thakur's coming out at number 8. As it turns out, Harshal Patel gets both of them and limits the damage with those 2 strikes in the 19th.
Yeah, it did. I think Dhoni should have come earlier, in my opinion. Today was the day he was in good form. He should have come before Mitchell Santner. But again, he doesn't want to come in. I don't know if it's an injury thing. But yeah, the damage was done a lot earlier. Like Mitch said, that double over strike. In fact, Punjab actually gave away 14-15 runs through fielding, misfielding and that catches. Otherwise, they won't have reached there. So, they somehow escaped to 167, which still, I think, 20 short, in my opinion. But, long way to go for them.
It's a bit like the other night that when the Mumbai game where we thought KKR got through to around the same type of score. There's enough in there for the spinners to suggest that the middle period could be quite difficult with the class of spinners that Chennai have got. So the power play is going to be really critical in terms of Punjab making either light work of it or making it difficult for them to chase the score down. I think even though Chennai know they'll be under par, I think 167, you can defend it if you can limit the damage in the power play.
Just going back to the Chennai batting, that middle order, did you feel today, at least the positions seemed in line with what we were expecting pre-match, but just a case of them not delivering?
When you get 2 key top order players in Gaikwad and Mitchell both getting in and getting to 30, 32 and 30 respectively, that's where you miss that total of 190, 200. You need one of them to get an 80 plus, and then you find yourself getting the total that you need. So both of them getting out for that score. Moeen Ali really struggled to get any sort of rhythm today with his game. His strike rate was below 100, and you would have thought any venue, any surface, he'd have an impact. So it was a sort of off day for him, which happens. And I agree with Wasim with regards to MS Dhoni in that he should have come in earlier, but purely on the basis of what he's been doing. His form is really, really good at the moment. So, he could have potentially got that 40 off 20 balls or 50 off 25 balls or something to push them up around that 180, 190 mark.
Considering what we've seen of his batting and the fact that it's not like the other batters are delivering, does it seem quite clear from the outside that it ought to be a fitness thing? Otherwise, it doesn't add up why he doesn't come in earlier?
I honestly don't know, mate. I don't know. I think I agree with these two in terms of saying that today was the opportunity for him to come out and take some ownership of finishing that innings off for Chennai. They needed someone to come in there and pair up with Jadeja and really take them to that 180, 190 score. And Dhoni's the guy who can do that. He's been dominant in the previous games, and I thought he'd probably be at the point now where you'd be like, take that responsibility on and take, bat for 20 balls and get a match-winning 40. But obviously different plans. Shuttle Takwell came in and hit a couple of good balls. Obviously the one which got dropped on the fence. But you'd expect Dhoni to come up ahead of him at least.
Just focusing back on Punjab's bowling, Harshal Patel, Mitch touched upon how he's got a comeback within the season. What's he getting right in these last few games? He's very close to the purple cap now.
Yeah, I think his slow ball is back to where it was when he was at his devastating best, and that was his point of difference. Everyone found it difficult to pick his slower ball, and it would really disrupt the sort of pathway of the swing of any batter that's trying to hit boundaries. So that's a critical point for him, and I think his control has come. So all those things together is he's feeling confident about what he's doing and the skills that he can bring. You talked about the back of the hand slower ball. He's got his off cutter as well. He's got all the tricks, but he was short of confidence earlier. Now he's found that confidence, and he's a lot of those slower balls are right on the Yorker line as well. So it's not only a good dipping slower ball, the length of it is absolutely spot on.
And Rahul Chahar continues the way from where he left off at Chepauk, got Jadeja and Moeen there, and he's run through with the wickets of Gaikwad and Dubey here.
Yeah, I mean, today was lucky. Those were not wicket-taking balls, but you need that luck. But he's been bowling well. He finished the spell very economically, and again, those 2 wickets were the key point, I feel, in the game, because they were running away with the power play. They got 60 in the power play. They were well set to get 200 plus score, and those 2 wickets of the batters that matter so much for CSK, they got out, and obviously they found it hard. Like Moeen got stuck, and then after that nobody got. Jadeja obviously batted well, and I thought the entry point was good. You need Moeen to come early. Jadeja in this role, I feel, is much better than number 4 or ahead of Moeen Ali. So I just thought that dual break from Chahar was the key moment in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a positive thing from a Chennai point of view, is that they obviously had a play to put Jadeja up the order to get him back into some batting form, and now they've slid him back to his rightful place to be that finisher, and he performed nicely today. So that's a positive sign for them. They just need, like as Tom said, a couple of guys to go on when they get starts. Today, Mitchell and Gaikwad, and then someone in the middle order to contribute outside of Dubey.
And it could yet be quite a vital role if this wicket is slower, with CSK having the amount of spin. That 43 of 26, getting them even past 160, could be a point of difference.
Yeah, well, it might be, but I still think they're well short of what they need to be. And I think the way I see Punjab chasing this down comfortably. Their batters are coming into form at the right time. Perhaps Simran will be the sub, I would imagine, coming in at the top of the order with Johnny Bairstow, who's found some really good form. Rousseau coming in at 3, he's in good form now. Rousseau plays spin particularly well, and he's left-hander, which will be a real good counter against those good spinners that you're referring to, 2 very good left-arm spinners, very different spinners too, so it's going to be fun watching both of them operate. But yeah, it's an uphill battle.
You see a role for Santner in the power play with the two right-handed openers?
I'd like to see him open with the two right-handers. Otherwise, it's trying to figure out when you fit him in, because Jadesia's going to bowl a bulk in the middle right. So you've got to figure out how do you fit Santner in around him. So I'd expect Mitchell Santner to bowl one of the first 2 overs and then maybe the 5th to get a couple out early, depending whether Russo comes to the crease. Otherwise, this is the type of wicket where Moeen Ali could really come into play. It looked like it was starting to, the slow balls were sticking at the end. Even Sam Curran's roller was actually digging into the surface. So he puts a lot of revs on the ball and he's a good off spinner. So if Russo is in there and they want a continuous spin, because they are lacking in the seam department, then he'll be a good option in the middle as well.
Let's duck into predictions, result and an outrageous pick for the second innings.
Punjab to win. Santner to bowl first over.
I'm sorry, I can't take that.
I would say Jitesh to get a 40 plus and win the game for Punjab.
Given
Jitesh.
Jitesh, yeah.
Okay, nice. I like it.
I think Punjab will win. They should do it relatively comfortably, you'd think. I say they win by 16 runs. By 16 balls. So what's that? 16 balls. There you go.
16 balls. That's
We can work that out.
17.2.
Yeah, 17.2.
So
They'll win at
do we
7.2.
accept that as
But
an
I think
outrageous
Mitchell,
is what I'm
that's my
considering.
outrageous. They win before then. And Mitchell Santner will take 3 wickets.
Make it less than 17, I'll take it. That's 10 per over. You're going with 17?
No, that's my result. That's my result.
Okay, that's not your outrageous.
No.
And what's your
Mitchell
outrageous?
Santner will take 3 wickets.
Okay,
Okay.
taken.
I think Punjab will win. I think Bairstow will get 50 for less than 25 balls. 25 and less.
Which will serve you
He's nearly got bowled first ball.
which will serve you quite well on the impact zone.
Yeah, of course it will.
Him
That's
and
the
Russo.
theory.
What do you think?
Bairstow 50.
50
25
and
or
less
less.
than 25.
Okay.
All right, we will see how it works out for Punjab. Everyone backing Punjab to get the chase done, which, if they do, makes them the first team ever to get 6 consecutive wins against the Chennai Super Kings. We'll pick up the conversation once this game is over and also turn our attention to Sunday's evening game, which is Lucknow Super Giants versus Kolkata Knight Riders. So be sure to join us just around toss time for that game on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by JBL. Go ahead and download the ESPN Cricket for mobile app if you haven't already and stay up to date with this game with the fastest scores and a lot more. See you in just a bit.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.